Hey everyone, do you ever wonder why belly fat is such a common issue in India, even among people who aren't technically overweight? Today, we're diving deep into the real reasons behind this. And it's not just about eating too many carbs. We've gathered insights from top endocrinologists in India who are on the front lines of treating metabolic issues like diabetes, insulin resistance, and bloating. And what they reveal will probably surprise you. So, watch it till the end of this video because we're not just going to talk about the problem, we'll show you simple, doable changes you can make starting today. And hey, if you find this valuable, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more health content tailored for Indians. Let's start with this. Why do so many Indians, men, women, even teens, struggle with belly fat? Top endocrinologists are seeing a major spike in younger patients with not just belly fat, but early signs of insulin resistance, fatty liver, and even prediabetes. India may not be the most obese country, but we're in the top 5 for type 2 diabetes and metabolic syndrome. That pot belly many people develop, it's often a symptom of insulin resistance, not just fat gain. Insulin is the hormone responsible for fat storage. When it's always high, your body holds on to fat, especially around the midsection. Let's break this down simply. You eat carbs, blood sugar spikes, your body releases insulin. Insulin stores that sugar as energy or fat. The catch? Most of us are munching on carbs all day without enough protein or fat to balance it. In med school, we learn this early, but it often gets lost in practice. One endocrinologist said, "We memorized insulin types, but nutrition management, not so much." Now, if you're a type 1 diabetic, your insulin needs hinge on your carb intake. So, more carbs equal more insulin equal more belly fat. But in daily life, this link often slips away. Ever wondered what an average day of eating looks like for many in India? Breakfast, idli, dosa, poha, upma, paratha. Even the healthy options like cornflakes and oats are packed with carbs. Mid-morning snack, maybe a banana or some fruit, again, mostly sugar. Lunch, chapati, rice, dal, sabzi. Delicious home-cooked meals, but often low in protein. Evening chai, accompanied by biscuits, bhujia, or roasted snacks. More carbs, of course. Dinner, often a repeat of lunch, or sometimes pasta or pizza. All high carb. If you look at the big picture, 70 to 80% of daily calories might be coming from carbs. No wonder insulin stays high and belly fat stays stuck. So far, we've talked about insulin, belly fat, and medical blind spots. Now let's dive into what most of us don't realize. The Indian diet, even the homemade one, is a carb overload. And I'm not talking about just sweets or soda, I'm talking about the everyday dal chawal roti sabzi meals we eat with love, thinking they're balanced. Let me walk you through a typical day in many Indian homes. And you tell me if this sounds familiar. Breakfast, idli, dosa, poha, paratha, cornflakes, maybe oats if you're health conscious. But it's all carbs. Even oats, unless you add protein, will spike your insulin. Mid-morning snack, fruit, maybe chai or biscuits. Again, sugar plus starch. Lunch, 2 rotis, some rice, sabzi, maybe a dal. If you're lucky, a little curd. But the protein, usually very low. Evening snack, tea again, paired with matri, kakhra or namkeen. Some switch to millet snacks, thinking it's better, but it's still processed carbs. Dinner, chapatis, sabzi, sometimes pasta or fusion meals like paneer tikka pizza or rice bowls. Protein is optional, grains are not. Now, the issue isn't just carbs, it's processed, refined, or powdered starches. where the fiber and nutrients are stripped away, and what's left is just sugar in disguise. Roti, rice, poha, idli, they turn to glucose fast in your body. Some of you might be thinking, but these are homemade. We've been eating these for generations. My grandmother lived to 90 eating the same thing. I get it. But let's not forget, our grandparents moved more, didn't snack as much, and their grains weren't as refined or processed as ours are today. Also, portion sizes were smaller. Now we have big plates, more rice, more oil, and less activity. One of my clients from Hyderabad came to me looking confused. She was doing everything healthy: oats for breakfast, fruits twice a day, and home cooked meals. But despite her efforts, she was bloated and gaining weight around her belly. When we tracked her food, I discovered she was consuming over 300 grams of carbs daily and only 30 grams of protein. We made some changes. Cut the rice in half, added paneer, curd, and a scoop of whey. Within just 3 weeks, her cravings dropped significantly. She told me, for the first time, I didn't feel hungry at 5 pm. That's the power of fixing your macros, especially for Indian vegetarians. Here's something shocking. One top doctor revealed that the number one complaint from patients isn't always about weight. It's bloating and digestive discomfort. That bloated, puffy feeling, the 2-inch increase in waistline after meals. It's real and often linked to poor digestion, processed starches, and low protein intake. Let me share a personal story. When I switched to a high protein breakfast instead of my usual cereal, I was amazed at how energetic I felt by 9 am. No caffeine needed. But here's the real issue. Most Indians aren't getting enough protein, especially vegetarians. Data from Indian clinics shows that many adults consume less than 25-30 grains of protein a day, while they should be aiming for 60 to 100 hours, depending on their body weight. Here's the good news. Even if you're vegetarian, you can still get enough protein. Start with dairy, milk, curd, paneer, and cheese. They pack a punch. Legumes and dals are great too, but remember, they come with carbs, so you need more volume to hit your protein goals. If you're okay with eggs, that's even better. One expert eats up to 10 a day. No, it doesn't ruin your cholesterol. That myth is outdated. And if you're still falling short, whey protein is a fantastic option. It's just filtered milk protein, not some chemical. A single scoop gives you 25 joules of protein. Add it to your breakfast smoothie or mix it with water or milk. Check out this easy high-protein veg meal plan to get started. If you're non-vegetarian, great news. Hitting your daily protein target is much easier. But here's the catch. Many Indians still don't get enough because they don't eat meat consistently at every meal. Let's break it down. Eggs. If you eat 2 eggs plus 1 slice of cheese, that's 20 kg right there for breakfast. Chicken, 100 kg of cooked chicken gives you about 27 kg of protein. Fish, excellent source. Try grilled rohu, salmon or sardines. Mutton, lamb or beef, more calorie dense but high in protein too. Just cook with minimal oil and balance with fiber. Seafood, prawns, squid, and crab are super high protein, low fat options. Here's my tip. Don't just save meat for dinner. Start your day with eggs, add a small portion of meat to lunch, and save a larger serving for dinner. And for those worried about cholesterol, current evidence shows sugar and trans fats, not dietary cholesterol, are the real enemies of heart health. So if you're eating clean meat, you're safe. Just remember, it's not about eating more meat. It's about eating enough protein to keep insulin low and your energy high. So you're dialing in your protein, cutting back on unnecessary carbs, and supporting your gut. But here's something just as crucial: movement. Because no matter how well you eat, your body was designed to move. Pause. Let me share something an endocrinologist once told me. Food controls the insulin spike, movement clears it from your blood. Every time you move, walk, climb stairs, stretch, you're helping your muscles soak up glucose from your bloodstream without needing more insulin. That's powerful, especially if you're insulin resistant. You don't need a gym, you don't need fancy equipment. Here's what real people in India are doing every day to get moving: a 20-minute morning walk in the park or society lane, mindfully doing household chores like jhadu pocha, taking the stairs instead of the lift, walking after meals, especially after dinner. Even 10 minutes helps flatten the sugar spike. Gentle yoga or Surya Namaskar in the morning. Stretching at your work desk if you're in a 9 to 5 job. It's not about crushing intense workouts, it's about frequent, low intensity movement throughout the day. I get it. Many people say, I don't have time. But here's a quick mindset shift. If you have time to scroll for 15 minutes on your phone, you have time to move. Start with just 5 minutes after lunch. That alone can lower your glucose and help digestion, especially if you deal with bloating. One woman in Mumbai shared how she started walking during her evening phone calls. Over 3 months, she dropped her waist size by 2 inches without changing her dinner. That's the power of movement plus insulin awareness. A lot of people say, I can't digest protein, but what they're really facing is poor gut health. Thanks to too many antibiotics, acidity pills, and sugar heavy foods. To fix this, start incorporating fermented foods like curd, chas, or kimchi. Begin slowly with fiber from veggies and salads. And most importantly, cut down on ultra-processed ingredients. The solution isn't just popping probiotics. It's about feeding your gut the right way every day. So far, we've tackled food, insulin, and digestion. But here's the truth no one can ignore. You can't fix your metabolism just by changing your diet. You've got to move your body. Now hold on. Before you say, I don't have time to hit the gym, let me tell you, you don't need to. Think about it. Most of us in India today spend 10 to 12 hours sitting, at work, in traffic, during chai breaks. Even our leisure time is spent scrolling on the sofa or binge watching a series. And sure, you might go for a 30-minute walk in the morning, but then sit for the next 10 hours, you're still living a sedentary lifestyle. This doesn't just affect your weight, it impacts your insulin levels, digestion, blood circulation, and even your mental clarity. But I already go for a walk. I do yoga twice a week. That should be enough, right? Let me ask you this. Do you feel energized after meals or sleepy and bloated? Do you have a consistent bowel movement or is your stomach unpredictable? If the answer is not really, it means we need more intentional movement during the day, not just once in the morning. You don't have to overhaul your life. Here are a few Indian-friendly hacks that actually work. While your chai is brewing, do 50 squats. Trust me, it's a game changer. Take your phone calls on the go. Walk around and keep that energy flowing. After lunch or dinner, take a 5-10 minute stroll. It can reduce blood sugar spikes by up to 30%. Every hour of sitting, stand up and stretch. Your body will thank you. Use household chores as your workout. Sweeping, washing dishes, climbing stairs. It all counts. Remember, it's not about intensity, it's about frequency and consistency. One of my clients in Bengaluru, a teacher, shared with me, I don't have the time or energy to work out. We made just one small change. She began walking for 10 minutes after lunch and dinner, right in her apartment corridor. 2 weeks later, she messaged me. My sugar levels have dropped, I'm not bloated anymore, and I feel lighter. Movement is medicine and it's free. Call to action. If you've been feeling stuck, just start with 2 10-minute walks a day. It's simple, doable, and works like magic for your gut and blood sugar. Hit that like button if this gave you something new to try today. Alright, coming up next, let's bring everything together: food, digestion, movement, and show you how to build your own daily metabolism boosting routine that fits into real Indian life. Cue closing scene. So, if you're wondering how to finally lose that stubborn belly fat, let's break it down. First, understand your insulin. It's key to managing weight. Next, fix your plate. More protein, fewer carbs. Simple, right? Pay attention to your gut health. It plays a big role. And don't fear dairy, eggs, or whey. Use what works for you and your culture. Track what you eat. Even 2 weeks of awareness can change your habits for life. Remember, you don't have to overhaul your entire lifestyle overnight. Start with small 2 weeks, just one meal at a time. If you found this helpful, let me know in the comments. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with a friend or family member in India who needs this info. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.